Okay, I think we are live now. Okay, okay, we are live. It's good to be back. It's been a while here, you know. This is my first time going live since last year. Um, so happy New Year, everyone. I'm glad to be back. Hopefully, stronger and better. All right. So So let us look into what we have for the day. But before we go into that, okay, as usual, we have to look into what the markets have for us this week. I'm talking about the economic events that we have on FX right, FX factory. All right. So let us go into that. All right. Let us go into that and check out what we have in our Forex factory. Now, as you can see from here, okay, on Monday, we have a bank holiday for JPY. Okay, so on Tuesday we have core CPI, we have the CPI month over month, and then we also have the year over year. All right. On Wednesday, we have the core PPI, the core retail sales, the PPI month over month, and the retail sales month over month. Okay. Then on Thursday, we now have JDP, that's for the GBP, okay, for the pound. Then we also have unemployment claims for the USD. So all in all, I feel like this is going to be a pretty good week. All right, we have enough news to cause some volatility in the market. um so it should be moving fine from Tuesday, that is tomorrow. Now for today, since we don't really have much, it's expected that we might see some slow price action. Okay, that will be normal if it happens. So that's actually not to worry. Of course, everybody's going to see some trades here and there, but like we have more chances of actually seeing trades during the from Tuesday all the way to Thursday, probably Friday even. But I feel like Tuesday. So let us get back into the charts, all right, and see what's going on there. So let us start with DXY. All right. So looking at DXY, as usual, we are going to do a top-down analysis. Okay, so we're not going to go from the daily, but instead we're going to go from the weekly time frame. All right, and then we're going to make our way into the daily, 4 hours, and the 1 hour. Possibly, if you see something good, we might actually go down to the 15 minutes or the 30 minutes time frame. All right. So now this here is the DXY on the weekly time frame. All right. So previously we saw that we had a bullish candle over here. All right. So I'm just in the next candle model, right? From the week, as you can see from here, this candle also started with a pullback. Okay, came into the range, probably looking for a POI, and then started going up from there. So Monday, Tuesday is usually the move of the week that's going to enter inside the POI, and then from there we now see the main trend starting from Wednesday. So Tuesday is usually the low or the high of the week. Okay, then from Wednesday we now see the main expansion, the main direction of the market. Okay, so I'm expecting to see price coming back down inside this candle over here. All right, there has to be something inside there. Okay, so basically I'm going to work out with this particular range, right? So now let's go into the daily, then we move down to the 4 hours, then to the 1 hour, and see what's going on over there. All right. Seems like my internet connection is a bit slow today, like very slow. I mean, we've been having problems like this before. Um, our frames will drop, the connection will be somehow slow. All right. Okay, so back into this. we are now on the daily time frame on DXY. All right, we're now on the daily time frame on the DXY. Now we want to look into the range, okay, that we just saw. Now this is the weekly range on the DXY. All right, so what we're looking for, basically, we're looking for a POI. We're looking for POIs that could be fair value gaps, could be other blocks, could be key levels. All right, all of that. So by mere looking into this range, I can already say that we actually had a break of structure from here. Okay, so basically, this is a very valid range. So far, so good. So any POI here would actually be valid. Now we would want to see multiple confirmations. All right, so you would like to see multiple confirmations when it comes to this price. Now, so let us look into that and see what we get here. Okay, so I'm saying that we have a fair value gap here. All right, this here is a fair value gap. Now, do we have any other thing aside the fair value gap? Well, let us shift into the line charts and see if we have any key levels around that area. We have a key level around here. Okay, we have a high here, we have a low here. They are all the same area. So this is it here. Next up, we have to go down to the 4-hour. All right, so go and check that out there. So as you can see, we reacted to this place, reacted to this area again, once again, and another time. So basically, definitely something around here. So if you're expecting any action from DXY, we're going to be expecting some action from around this area. Okay, this is the daily fair value gap. So we are looking into a possible sell to buy. All right. So far so good. I don't actually see any major POIs where price could actually react from. Um, Looking into this currently. What's up with this scroll that's close to my window? I don't understand. Anyways, so like I was saying, there's a good chance that we're going to see price coming back down into this area. Okay, I don't know exactly what the POI is going to be, but I'm very sure this is going to be like another block on the daily time frame. So likely we could be expecting something to be starting up from here. Price would come here and then go up from there. So what we want to see is that once we get to the skill level, we would be able to see some sort of reversal pattern there. Okay, something like this, a full reversal pattern, or maybe we would see a very nice drop, like it's dropping out, it's dropping with a lot of momentum. Yeah, so you would see something like this, and then from there to start going up again. Okay, so those reversal patterns could be very, very, very much acceptable. Also, we'll be looking into this daily fair value gap. Okay, is within the area of our key zone, so we are not going to shift that out of our criterias. Okay, so from this fair value gap, I'll be expecting price to at least tap in it and have some sort of reaction to it. Okay, from the daily time frame or from the 4 time frame. Okay, that will be good. Now, so far so good. This is actually all I have for DXY for now. Okay, so some people would be like, "Oh, let's go into EU." No, I'm not going to trade EU anymore. All right, EU is now a pair that has been forgotten for me. So let's go into JPB USD, which is just like EU. It's more like a counterpart, and see what is going on over there. So it starts from the weekly time frame, and then we make our way down to the daily and the rest. Okay, so far so good. What I can see on the weekly time frame is that we're having some bearish candles over here. Okay, as of last week, we actually swept the highs. So basically, this here is a liquidity sweep. So we have a liquidity sweep here. Okay, once again, we're coming back inside the range. So I believe that we are looking for a POI inside here. All right, so for then maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday, we now start going down from there. Now, if we go down to the daily time frame, what do we get? So on the daily time frame, what is actually very visible here from the daily time frame is that we have a sweep, which was valid on the weekly time frame, is still very much valid here. I'm saying that because uh Friday's candle closed below this low here. Okay, so basically this is a valid BOS. So now price is retracing, right? It's retracing to where? It's going to retrace to a fair value gap. Okay, range liquidity to external range liquidity. If you have not watched my video, go back to my videos, the ones that I've uploaded so far, and go and check it out. Okay, so basically price is coming back to this particular POI. Okay, and after that you're going to see that price wants to go down to the downside. Okay, now where is our main POI here? Let me go back to the weekly because I think I saw something interesting there. Okay, we do have a fair value gap here on the weekly time frame. Okay, and we have stopped out the bearish fair value gap. So basically the bullish fair value gap is the one that is valid right now, right? So in that case, my take profit zone is going to be this low over here, right? So I'm going to be taking my profits here. I'll be selling from around here. So likely we would see sales from the 4-hour, the 1-hour time frame, whichever one it is. We're going to take that sell and then we're going to short it. But if you want to enter from the daily, which to me is not necessary, could be something like this. You enter from the 50%, put your stop around here, and then trace it down to this place. It's going to give you about 3.7. All right, it's going to give you 3.7, which is not bad considering the fact that it's going to be like a long-term trade. But like, if we wait until price gets into the fair value gap, we can refine that and increase that win rate to at least about, let's say, 1:5 or 1:6. That one is for sure. So this is what I have on GU for now. Okay, so this one is the fair value gap on the daily time frame. Okay, so fair value gap on the daily time frame. I'm no longer using this rectangle. I'm just using the rectangle just to show you guys what I'm seeing there. So what I use now is this Gantt box. I just edited it to be like this. To me, it looks more sleek. All right, it helps me to like not have too many things on the charts. All right, so it looks way much better now, doesn't it? So yeah. So that fair value gap there, we are expecting to see a downfall from there. Okay, it's going to rain from there. On the 4-hour time frame, I want to see if there's any POI inside that fair value gap so that we can be able to refine it. Okay, so the POI that I'm seeing there currently, this fair value gap has already been used, but this one is not mitigated yet. Okay, so this is a POI inside our POI. So basically, there's a higher chance that price is going to mitigate this area. Okay, it's going to react to this area than the, well, correct from anyway, but let us be looking at this particular one now, the 4-hour fair value gap. Okay, which is inside our daily fair value gap. I like to see a POI inside another POI. This usually helps me to know exactly where is the best place to take a trade from. Okay, so currently this fair value gap is actually looking very good. Okay, and if I'm going to do that, I could even reduce my, what's it called again, my SL. Okay, because whenever I'm working with fair value gaps, I like to leave the SL to the candle that started making the POI. Okay, which should be around here. It's already giving me a 6 to 7. Okay, if you want to be on the safer side, we can put it at this high as well. But once again, I think I would prefer if you see price come inside this fair value gap, one, then creating a reversal pattern there. Okay, it's going to serve for a higher confluence there. Okay, so let me just set an alert here. Well, I don't think I need to set an alert. Sure. I just need to wait for price to do its thing, and then from there we'll now know what we're going to. Yeah, so this here is the current place where I expect price to start dropping from. Okay, for this fair value gap on the 4-hour, which was refined from the daily. Until that happens, I don't really have much business with GU. Okay, let me just place an alert here so that I'll know when price is approaching the POI. So let's go into another pair. All right, the time that we're going to go back to the lower time frame is going to be when we're getting closer to the POI, so we can have a close observation. So let's go back to the um set of charts that we have here. Now let's take a quick look into gold. Gold made a new all-time high today. All right, in the early hours of the market open. I had the live analysis with a friend yesterday. Okay. I even said it on X that gold was actually going to open with a gap from the upside. And I told my friend that there's a very good possibility that price might not even come back again. Okay. It's mostly because of the whole geopolitical tensions, blah blah blah. Okay. So let's just look into this now. Gold just broke a new high. Okay, so this was the previous high. Now we have a new one over here. Okay, so basically we're making a whole new structure. All right, a whole new dealing range. So this is the low of the range, but we don't have a high of the range established yet. Okay, so we are going to wait for that. But on the daily time frame, and also we can see here that this is a bullish candle, another bullish candle. So very likely this week is going to hold this high. Otherwise, we might have some problems. But yeah, on the daily time frame, let's check it out. Let's check out the daily and see what we have there. Okay, so on the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, we do have this. Okay, I mentioned something. Well, I don't think I mentioned it in the live analysis, anyways. But yeah, we had a sweep around here. Okay, price then came back to this particular fair value gap on the daily time frame and say, okay, let's take it from here. And from there, price started moving up. Okay. Now, this leaves a little bit of a loophole there because price just made a new high and we already have this POIs getting used, right? So where's the next dealing range that we can use now? It's going to be from here, from this low to whatever high we make. So any POI inside this area is valid. And now the POI that I'm seeing here, the best POI I'm seeing here is actually this other block. Okay, is the last block before the breakout structure. It's a company with a fair value gap. There's a breakout structure here and another breakout structure here. So this other block is actually looking very tempting. All right. So I'll be using this guy as my order block. All right. I hope my frames have not dropped. My connection is just the worst. I need to get a Starlink. So let's get funded. Then I'll think about Starlink or maybe FiberX. You know, for my next listing. Currently, I'm up 6% on my phase one of my 50K accounts. I am dropping all the trades that I'm taking on X. Okay, so that anybody that wants to follow me can follow me and get funded also. My risk is 1%, but lately I've been using 0.5%. Okay, because I'm closer to my goal, so I don't actually need to risk much. So that JPB USD trade on the daily time frame, I am going to take it because it's more than enough for me to get 3% in that account. Sorry, 1.5%. I need a minimum of 2 trading days left for me to actually get to my payouts, right? Sorry, to get to my phase 2. So I'm going to place that trade, even though it's on the daily time frame. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use 0.5%, and if I end up seeing another trade again on the lower time frame that's going to push for sales, then sure, no problem. I'll also place that one as well. So yeah, continuing on gold, you're seeing here that there's a other block here followed by fair value gap, which is actually some very nice confluence. So I'll be buying from this other block. Okay, if I want to take a buy, I know that it's going to be a bit high, but like, I mean, come on, there was a sweep here, so basically this is a sweep level. I don't expect price to come back down to this area. Once gold finishes doing whatever it's doing right now, it's going to definitely come back down to this area, and then we see pump from there. So my goal on gold right now is take it to 5,000, okay, which is going to be a 1 to 7. Is it feasible? Yes. Is it going to be hard to get there? Could I be stopped out? Yes. The thing a lot that there's no certainty to anything. Okay, it's just something that you have to just trust yourself, have confidence in yourself. Because if you don't trust yourself, you're going to fail at it. So continuing in our journey, 5,000 is actually my target on gold. All right, it's definitely, to me, I feel like 5,000 before the month ends is actually very possible still, even though the month is rushing like really fast. But yeah, I believe the 5,000 is possible before the month ends. Highest, if not 5,000, let's say 4,750 is actually feasible as well. So I'll be waiting for gold to come back to this area. All right, and once it does, I'll be waiting for a reversal, like a very nice reversal. Okay, so I'm going to also enter into this one. How many pips do we have here? We have 600 and oh shit, that's a lot. 697 pips. That's going to be about a 69, let's just say $70 stop loss. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit much for a lot of people. So but that's exactly why we say that we wait for price to get back inside this range, go down to the 1 hour, 4 hours, wait for your reversal pattern, and then you enter from there. Okay, that should decrease the stop loss a little bit. I can take this trade because I'm trading a big account, so it doesn't really matter to me. But there are so many people that don't have the funds to trade that type of accounts, right? Like don't have the funds there. So let us go down to the 4 hour and the 4 hour and the 1 hour and see what we can get from there as well. Okay. So from the 4 hour, let us see what we have been given. So this is the 4 hour time frame. All right. So far so good. You can see here that that is the sweep that I was able to spot it on the daily. Was able to spot it on the daily time frame. So this here is a nice sweep. Um, so I expect price to actually come back to this. Okay. To me personally, I feel like price has already used this particular order block. Okay, so as soon as we broke through the here, we made a break of structure. All right, this here was a build. Let me just um hide all these things, hide all these things that are here, Okay, so that we can have a clearer picture. So now this is the 4 hour time frame, right? So this was a break of structure around here. So as soon as price broke the structure, it came back down to do what? It came back down, tapped into this guy here. All right, so this particular candle tapped into this guy. This here is another block. So we had another block being tapped. Okay, and price did what after that? Came here, tapped the other block, and started moving up like not like his life was depending on it. So this is gone. So now we have two options. Number one, we enter from this particular block, or number two, we enter from this particular one here. This is the daily order block, and this is the 4 hour order block. So on the daily, I look like the daily order, the 4 hour order block, sorry, because of like this little favor gap here. If you look at it, toggle on this two, we're going to see that we have a nice favor gap just here, okay, which is still valid by the way. So I feel like another block accompanied by favor gap is actually what I need right now. So if you do that, our stop loss now decreases to 54, sorry, 545 pips, which accounts for about $54. Okay, so that's $4 stop loss on a 0.01 lot size. So we can now increase our risk to reward ratio. Imagine that on the, I think we had about a 1:7, right, to 5k. I think it was a 1:7. I can't really remember. So this gives us a 1:9.95. You're selling from here is going to be a 1:7. Okay, so I think I'll just go with this. I'll definitely go with this. My main reason for actually going with that because price is still going to come back to the what's it called again? The discount zone. All right. So definitely we're going to see a comeback to that area. So I'm going to leave this here. This is going to be my buy. All right. This is going to be where I'm going to buy from. If I have a 1:3, nice. If I don't have that 1:3, maybe a 1:5, a 1:10, no wahala. I'll take it like that too. So this is going to be where I'll be buying from on gold. Okay. Let me just put out that this here is the Beverly gap on the daily time frame so that we don't get confused. I'm going to hide my Beverly gaps now. Let me take a shot of this. So now we have a trade idea on gold, we have a trade idea on JPB USD. Let us look into silver. All right. I'm not going further than the I am not actually going further than the 4 hour time frame because it's actually not going to be clear. It's going to be clearer when we have a nice POI. Okay, like when price comes back down to it. Definitely we're going to see a reversal pattern on the 1 hour, the 30 minutes, or the 50 minutes time frame. Okay, so if you want to play it safe, if you want to see smaller stop losses, just wait for price to get back down there. Okay. Now for silver, silver is selling about 100 or 120 in the physical market, so we have a long way to go. Okay, this is 100, so basically this is what we are aiming for. Basically, okay. Uh, the thing about silver is that it hardly has what's it called, pullbacks. Okay, that's one thing I just don't like about it. Like you hardly see all those nice pullbacks where you can enter from. So I actually had a trade on silver. Okay, this was my order block, but then I refined my order block to this instead of like using the whole bunch of candles. Okay, so I missed it out. I missed out on it. There was a sweep here, breakout structure, nice order block, and I missed it. There was even endorsement liquidity here. Anyways, stuff like that happened. So let us look into the weekly. All right. Okay, I've been reconnected. Um, okay, so as we were saying before, okay, um, I'm not sure if my live is even showing on YouTube right now, but like, yeah, I was saying that for silver, we are looking into $100, all right, as a price target. So on the weekly time frame, you can see here that we are bullish, like very much bullish. We're barely having any retracements back or anything. So we're going to keep on looking forward to that. So going back down to the daily, let us see what we have there. Okay. So this is the daily. We just broke the structure here, right? So basically we have this here as a fair value gap, which was used and left behind. Now, just like gold, we do have a nice breakout structure here. Although I would love to see price closing above this high before you can get any sort of pullback. If you can do that, then it's going to form a fair value gap here. Now, that fair value gap is going to be the perfect place to enter from if we were to have a pullback. If not, then we would use this as a possible order block. So basically an order block or a fair value gap. Either of this is fine. Okay. So we just need to have an entry place and be on this trade until we I don't actually mind on entering from what's it called? Uh from the daily or the 4 hours these days. Like you just have to be on the trade. You don't even have to look. It's really not necessary like that. Okay, I'm back. Um, this internet connection is just too slow. I really need to do something about it ASAP. Otherwise, I'm doomed. Well, looking back into this, let me just erase this one. This is the daily fair value gap here. This is the daily order block. Okay. So if you're actually coming back down again, like look at this, you actually came back down to the demand area, right? So where's our closest demand area here? It's going to be this last block here, which is going to be like an order block. Now, something else that we can observe here is that we have an inverse fair value gap here. So this is it, an inverse fair value gap. A fair value gap is from the daily, is from the 4 hour. Let me put the annotation here. Daily and the 4 hour. All right. So I believe that this is actually a price going to come to next. If you use the line chart, you see here that we do have some nice um what's it called, key level around it. Okay, we have a high, low, low, and a bit of a high around here as well. So price has actually reacted to this particular spot before, and I believe that once price comes back inside the range, probably by tomorrow, I believe it will once again. So I'll be working with this inverse fair value gap. I'm waiting for price to get back into the range and get back to this and then go up from there. So this is actually my expectations for silver. So just like gold, a nice pullback is expected. Okay, but we don't have a conclusive entry just yet. But yeah, this is what I'm expecting on silver. Let us look into Nasdaq before we look into UJ, GJ, and we call it a day. So Nasdaq is kind of leaving me with a heartache right now. My main reason for saying that is simply because, for no absolute reason, I was stopped out. I actually wanted to buy from here initially, but I was stopped out. Good and fine. Let's go into the weekly and the daily. I don't think there's much there, but the daily is just there. We have to go to the daily. This one, I doubt we'll just see price range and all stuff. So weekly is going to be ranging. On the daily time frame, you won't see much actually. So for now, I feel like the best bet, right, is to actually stay on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour time frame, there's not much here. This here was actually an order block, which price reacted to, not in a bad way, I guess. And then we saw price going up. I even thought that we are going to clear out this high, but I don't think we did. I don't think we did. So before clearing out the high, it just decided to reverse all of a sudden. Okay. So there is something that's going on, something that's making price to do that, and I don't know what it is. I would like to find out. So I think I took a loss around here. My stop loss was around here. Unfortunately, came to take my loss and went straight to the target. Well, no issues with that. I can live with that at the end of the day. So now, what am I looking at? For some reason, price is going down. I do not know why, but I know the price is moving downwards. Okay, we made a new break of structure to the downside. We have a nice leveling gap here as well. Let's see if price has already touched the 50%, and yes, it did. Touched the 50%. We have a sweep here, another sweep here, and we keep having a lot of sweeps, right? So from the 15-minute time frame, I think we should see something more conclusive. Yeah, we do. So basically, this is a break of structure. We have our sweep. So here, we could assume the price is actually going to use this fairly gap, which is doing right now, and keep on going downwards from there. So the play here is that we're actually late. So I don't think I would like to take this trade, but like this is the play at hand. This is the candle that formed the fairly gap, right? So I think I'll just keep it here. So this is the play that we have now. Targets, we are going to target this lows over here. This here was a failure swing, right? So whenever I see that there's a failure swing there, then price is really targeting two things: new lows or a POI, and we don't have any other POI of interest again. So this low is actually the most probable place where price is going to come towards now. Okay. Likely you might also see this low being taken out around here. So there is that too. Okay. So it's just about seeing which of these lows is actually going to be taken out today. Let's check the 5-minute time frame and see if there's any good reversals there which we can get. So far so good. Nothing much actually, but well, the 15-minute time frame has already given us the entry and everything, so I don't think there's any other thing we can do. I feel like it's still okay to enter now because it's still the beginning of the fair value gap. It's just me that likes to enter from the 50%. All right, so this here is another entry, still giving us a 1:2. If you enter right now, you're going to get a 1:2 if you're targeting this slow. All right, it increases the SL a little bit, but still not bad of a target. Okay. On the Oh, I would have loved to enter from here. Like, look at this reaction, man. Like, this is just a beautiful reaction. I like to see when price is reacting to my POIs plainly without any struggle, you know. So, yeah, this is it here. This is the play at hand on Nasdaq right now. So let me wait for that. Let me see what is going on here. Although I like to see a 1:3, and since I've already missed this trade, I don't think I can actually take this trade again. All right. So I'll not be partaking in this one, but I'll be watching it. Then for UJ, we're going to go from the weekly all the way down to 4 hour, possibly the daily as well. So now we made a new all-time, oh, I can't say all-time high, but we made a brand new high on UJ. Okay. Still not the target, because to me, if you're going to the weekly, this here is going to be the major targets. All right. But last week we made a new high here, right? And we broke above it, which is a good thing, because it means that we're definitely eager to go for higher prices. Okay. So now on the daily, what do we get on the daily? Well, I posted on what's it called, on X, that we had a little key level around here. Okay, if you shift to the line chart, you see that 1, 2, 3 are lying around the same area. So basically, is we can say that we have a key level in this area. All right. And what price is going to do next? Well, since we made a new high, we would see price coming back down to this level and then going up from there. Okay, so our main bet here now is that we are going to enter from here, stop loss here, targets here. Now, of course, these are trades from the daily time frame. It's not like everybody has the money to do that, right? This is like what lowest lot is going to give you about $7.4 in here. So we have to go down to the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and all the other hourly time frames that we have there. Okay. Now, using Fibonacci retracements, I don't think we have made a high, conclusive high yet, but this is what we get. Okay. This POI is here. All these blocks, these black blocks that we're seeing here, they're all around the same area. But now, what stands out for me here is that we have a fair value gap here, right, which is close to this guy. So very likely this is going to be an order block, okay, because it's actually the last down close candle before the break of structure, followed by a fair value gap. So it is the criteria there. So I believe that this could be a very nice order block here from the 4 hour time frame, which would mean that this is going to be our range, this is going to be our entry, and it's still around the key level, so it's not bad. And now our 1:2 has increased to 1:3.7. Okay. We could actually get some further confirmations from the lower time frame when price gets here, like the 1 hour, the 30 minutes. We could see the reversal setup there, you know, and that would actually imply that our SL is going to become even smaller. All right. So, but for now, I'm going to be working out with this. All right. If I go lower now, I'm not going to see much because this is already getting scrambled. So going lower means that it's only going to get worse from there. So, well, let's just take a quick look into it. So after taking a quick look into it, I'm seeing here that there's some little bit of range there. We still have the down close candles there, the break of structure, all of that, very nicely done. We have a fair value gap here, which was used, pushed up from there, order block, pushed up from there. Yeah, that's about it. So what are we waiting for now? We have a break of structure downside. This is a sweep, yeah, but there's a sweep here. A low key of it. I think this is a failure swing. I don't know. I don't know. Price is behaving weirdly this morning, but we did close below the fair value gap, so this fair value gap is now invalid. We made a new bearish fair value gap from here, which price could actually react to and dump from there. Okay, but I'm not going to trade counters. I want to trade the continuation trades for now to be on the safer side. Remember, we're trying to pass a challenge account, right? You're trying to pass an evaluation, so we need to go with the main trend, not the counters. So yeah, this is for USDJPY. Now let's look into GJ, the last pair that we're going to be looking at today. This GJ did me wrong last week. Okay, it ignored my ignored my trade, but like it hit stop loss in the most unnecessary way. Now, so definitely my actually close bullish this week as well, but it depends. but I'm expecting higher price on GJ as well as UJ. I don't know why network provider is wasting time to give me what I want, which is the daily time frame. All right, I've been reconnected. My bad, my connection dropped. So daily time frame GPB JPY, right? We are looking into the Oh, my bad. I actually forgot to look into the chat. All right, I was just using the live controls and I forgot to look into the chat. Okay, so look how Michael said that the gold looks valid. I should check BTC, Bitcoin. So unmitigated OB on the 1 minute time frame on Nasdaq. Well, I don't go below the 15 minutes actually. Most of my entries actually lie on the 15 minutes. All right, so I don't know. It asks for like a higher confirmation for me. So I don't like to go below the 15 minutes time frame. The entries there are usually somehow scrambled, and I feel like the 15 minutes actually offer me a very nice risk to reward ratio. So I like to remain above the 15 minutes. Mostly, I use the daily, weekly, and 4 hour just to get the directional bias. The 1 hour and 4 hours mostly for POIs, and then 30 minutes or 15 minutes for my entries. So that's usually how I portion it out so that I can have a very nice top-down analysis there. Now, going below the 15 minutes is not usually ideal for me with my strategy, okay? Because I like to rely on precision, and going down to those ones don't give me the precision that I need. But one thing it does give me from time to time is that if I go down to the 5 minute time frame, I usually get a very nice POI sometimes, and it's a very precise POI, but it's not very often that that happens. So I like to stay where my win probability is higher, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, that's that. Now, let's get back into GJ. I'll look into Bitcoin after this one. So GJ, it feels like I'm saying DJ, but whatever. Um, we are making a new high, a brand new high on the daily time frame, and I do expect that we actually close above this high. Okay, if you do that, if you can have a BOS here, then we already have this what's it called again? A sweep. Okay, we already have a sweep around here. So the best expectation here right now is that we close above this high. Okay, we have a very nice break of structure, and after that break of structure, price comes back into the range to do what? To mitigate this fair value gap. All right. Now, if you want to go a step further, we have an inverse fair value gap here on the daily time frame, which acts as a BPR, a balanced price range. Okay. So this is actually going to be the best place to take a buy from. That's from the daily time frame though. So I'll be waiting for price to get back inside the range, enter into the BPR, and then go up from there. So all these analysis might actually differ a little bit from the ones I dropped on X, because sometimes um you might be doing an analysis and then you don't notice a few things from time to time. Okay. So it's only if you get down to it and do it again that you now see some other things, you start noticing some other stuff, right? Now I just noticed that there's a BPR here, and I like that very much because this is a more accurate way of taking an entry. All right, so this 50% of the BPR is where I'm going to be targeting for an entry. Then my stop loss should be around here or here. Okay. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, let's check it out. What we have on the 4 hour. On the 4 hours time frame, I mentioned earlier that well, I mentioned on X. Sorry, I need to stop saying that. So this here is the last set of down close candles. We have a break structure here, followed by fair value gap. So this is definitely another block. So if we have another block from the 4 hour time frame, okay. If we erase our BPR for a second, we have this. So another block, number one, a endorsement liquidity, number two, sweep, number four, breaker structure, number, I don't think I've mentioned all of them, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, sweep, breaker structure, endorsements, POI. That's literally all that I need for an A plus setup. Okay. So I feel like this is more valid. And also at the end of the day, when price gets back into the range, you're definitely going to go back into the what's it called, the golden zone. And this here is our OTE. I feel like our OTE should probably get higher as the day goes on. So it's going to probably leave us around here. I think if I see my OTE around here, I will love it because it's close to my other block. Although it's already inside the other block, so it's actually good. So we'll be taking a long position from here, stop loss around here. This gives us a 61 pip stop loss. Okay, where are we going to target exactly? Well, since I don't think we have anything above GJ, we don't actually have a particular target, but then anywhere from a 1:3 or a 1:3 valid for me. So I think I'll just go with a 1:5. All right, I don't want to be too greedy. So another way in which you can expect to see your target is by using the extension tool, but then we need an established high for that. We don't have an established high yet. So it could be from, let's say our high stops around here, right? You bring down this one to your entry and check out these three levels: 61.8, 61.8, 100, and 161.8. So these are the three levels I usually check on my extension tool whenever I'm setting targets. So if that's the case, then target one would be here, which is maybe 1:4, and this target 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that would be around 6.8. But let's just keep it down to the 5 hour. I'm okay with that. All right, so most of my targets these days don't actually go above 5 hour. Whenever I see that I have the minimum I can close with is a 1:3, and then I like to see at least a 5 hour there. Unless the setup is actually looking very, very, very nice, then I'm actually decide to, like, keep on going for a little while. But yeah, I think I'm going with GJ on this. Okay, and I don't think I'm going to go further because I don't think price will be too kind to show us more POI on the lower time frames. But yeah, now let's go into the last one for the day, which is Bitcoin. All right, let me just take a snapshot to it. So it seems that I've already removed Bitcoin from my watch list. The main reason why I did that is simply because Bitcoin hasn't really given me the vibes, that energy that I need. All right. So I've not really been taking up on Bitcoin lately. For the love of Christ, I need to get this Fiber X. Definitely need. Okay, we are back. Let's look into Bitcoin. All right, this was a request. Even though I don't trade Bitcoin like that anymore, I was asked to look into it, right? So let us check out what we have for now. Weekly time frame, start from the weekly, is a new week. Every brand new week, you start from the weekly time frame so they can have a clear idea of what Bitcoin is trying to do or whatever other pair that you're analyzing is trying to do. So on the weekly, we would notice here that price has been low key ranging. All right. So whenever I say that price is ranging, like is inside a particular range, I usually don't act much. I like to wait for price to get outside the range. Okay, before having any concrete ideas. We have been inside here since November, as of last year, November. Okay, this December. Now we're entering January and we're still inside that same range. All right. So we don't actually have much price action. So basically, if you're a range trader, I guess you should be trading from high to low, low to high, or whatever. But my main idea on Bitcoin as of last year was that we had another block around here on the weekly time frame. I think I saw it, and I saw multiple buys. It's just that Bitcoin started misbehaving and started selling for no absolute reason. Let us check if we have any key levels around here. So do we have any I would say that the key level is lying around here. Okay. So this is the most probable place where Bitcoin is going to come down to before going up again. Um So let's just say that around here. Although we do have a fair value gap here, which seems to be touched. Okay, no, it hasn't been touched yet, which is weird. So there's a fair value gap around here alongside another block, which we saw a break of structure from, I guess. Right? So this is a break of structure here on the daily. We have a fair value gap. We have a possible other block here as well. I feel like my best bet these days is actually to use the fair value gap because the other blocks haven't really been favoring me lately. So I'll be waiting for something like price coming down here, sweeping this week, right? And then give me a buy model, right? So that's the best bet that I have here right now. So you can either trigger from this fair value gap or from this other block. Whichever one it is, I'll be okay with that. Okay. So where are we now going to aim? Well, since these highs have already failed, I feel like we swept it. Yeah, we did. So this is now external range liquidity. So we're going from internal range liquidity to external range liquidity. So your target is actually going to be here. So this is going to be the target for Bitcoin. All right. So if you can have that, then good and fine. That would be the best bet that I have right now. Is that Bitcoin is still bullish. Okay. Yeah. Look at this fair value gap still valid. It hasn't been used yet. So yeah, we're going to be. Let's say we are going to enter from. We're going to enter from here. Okay. Daily time frame. Oh, I beg go. Not go try this one at home. So entering from here and we'll get to this one, giving us a 1:3. All right. This is about 1,550 something pips. These are going to amount to like what, $155, right? I think that's about it. $155 or so. If you're taking it on the 0.01. So wait for price to get back inside here. Wait for a reversal model to form. Okay, whichever one that it forms, just wait for reversal model. Because using Bitcoin on daily time frame is good, but sketchy. On the 4-hour time frame, what do we get there? See, we already have a sweep. We are going to, I don't know, maybe close below here and then come down to this area. We have a POI close to the daily fair value gap. I believe that this should be like what well, I think this has already been mitigated, to be very honest. Because look at this here. This is a breaker, right? We saw a breaker structure to the upside. What happened next? Price came back into the breaker and did what? Started going up from there. So it's probably invalid. So the thing now is that we should just wait for that daily fair value gap to be used, and we'll look for buyers there. Because aside that, I don't really have any other hunch on where price could actually be going to. We already see here that price has already made a sweep here. So definitely showing that we have some bearish pressure left inside Bitcoin. So yeah, that's that. So if you can actually manage to close below this candle with some nice momentum, I would say that this could be a nice inverse fair value gap to enter from. Put your stop loss here and maybe aim for the lows. This here is equal lows. So basically, whenever I see equal lows, it's usually price just does a sharp move on them and then start going to the upside. So this is equal lows here. This is still the dealing range, so there is nothing here. From this low to this high, that's the dealing range that we have there. We need to find a way to refine this entry. Let's check the let's check the 2 hours time frame. Possibly we see something there. Nah, nada, nothing. But this is definitely equal lows. I'm actually interested on this trade now because of this equal lows. I like seeing equal lows or equal highs because price just does one thing and then after that is gone. Well, we don't have what's it called? We don't have a particular POI per se, but look, we have a key level. A key level where in our fair value gap on the daily time frame. So I'll definitely be waiting for price to get back into it. And I'll just wait for price to show me something nicer that I can take. Probably on the 15-minute or the 30-minute time frame, we'll get from there. Because definitely, the sharp price action that we're going to see is going to be fast. It's going to be quick. So it's going to be quick, but you might be able to see it on the lower time frame. So yeah, we're going to keep on sticking to the daily time frame and wait for price to get back inside POI. And then we're going to take a continuation trade to the upside. Okay, and hopefully we would see price get into this high. All right. So this is it here. This is what I have for Bitcoin. So I would like to know if there is any more requests. If there are no more requests, then we're going to be calling it a day. And also, I forgot to drop this one in the description. Like, yeah, I've partnered with FundedNext, and if you're not in my community, you have to join the community. All right. I'm doing a giveaway soon. We have two 5K accounts from FundedNext coming in. All right. And yeah, you have to also try to create an account too, so I can keep my partnership and keep on doing more giveaways. Thank you very much for that. So I'll be seeing you guys again on Wednesday. All right. I don't think I have any more requests. Um, thank you for coming, and we'll be seeing again on Wednesday morning during the London session before we now take more trades that will help us become more profitable. So until next time, guys, and happy new year and a happy and profitable trading week. Goodbye.